Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 93,900 US dollar. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade as cheap as me, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, Bybit and OKX, but as you can see the taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges. And on top of that, if you want to save another 20% on those low taker fees, then you can use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. And also you can trade 100 pairs with zero fees on mexc. And here you have a list of popular altcoins which you can trade without any fees. And I think today Ethereum got into that list as well. So let's get to Bitcoin. So basically what I think is that Bitcoin showed us the first sign of weakness. Yeah, we got this sharp sell-off with a candle close lower than the red trend line. This specific candle wasn't tradable for me. We got here, I want to see the retest without any fair value gaps over us. And here was a huge fair value gap, which got closed 100% with that candle wick over us. We still have a fair value gap here, but this isn't an issue to me. So basically, I personally think that if I have the money, then I would short Bitcoin once we get a sustainable breakout. But if we look into the Bitcoin dominance, then you can see that we already broke out of the bull flag. Yeah, we broke it out, got the retest, the follow through, and here we got the push to the upside. Now we are coming back to those levels here, but I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to pump up. And if the Bitcoin dominance is getting up, then Bitcoin is going to outperform the altcoins. So if I want to short, then I better short the altcoins because there are far much more gains. Means if the Bitcoin dominance goes up, let's assume the Bitcoin dominance is going for the 70%. Currently it's at 64.5%, but let's say it pumps to the upside and Bitcoin is going to lose 1%, then the altcoins might even lose 3%, 5%, and so on and so on. Yeah, we can check it, for example. How much did Bitcoin lose since this top? It was 2.4%. If we look into render, for example, yeah, I also have another video where I analyze render, but it's just to show you that render got an 8% dip, while Bitcoin just did 2.5%. So if I want to short with an increasing Bitcoin dominance, then I should avoid Bitcoin and put the money into the altcoins. For sure, if I have a few more dollars left, then I can do safe trades with Bitcoin, but the gains are probably in the altcoins. So the key level still is the 93,475 US dollar, but keep in mind that is an uptrend line. So basically, if we break it to the downside a bit later, then the price would also move to the upside. I can show you the trend line. This trend line is based on the 50 minutes chart. So basically here the candle closes, here the wick, and if we're going to continue, then we can also see that we already got a bit support here, but I doubt that this is going to get a sustainable pump to the upside. I don't see it. Like I said, Bitcoin already showed the first sign of bearishness. So if the 93,475 USD breaks to the downside and I don't want to see any fair value gaps over us, then I would wait for the retest, and after that it's short to me. And then the next key level is the horizontal support at 92,788 US dollar. If that key level breaks to the downside, then this whole chart structure was a rectangle. And if a rectangle breaks to the downside, then we take the spread of that rectangle, put it to our breakout point, and the target is going to be the roundabout 90,000 US dollar for Bitcoin. And also keep in mind, we have a fair value gap lower than that and a good support at 89,377 US dollar. So I even think that we get a bit more lower than the 90,000 US dollar. Somewhere where I've put that circle, I think there we are going to see Bitcoin once we break the $92,788 to the downside. So I have showed you that I'm already going to get into a short position if I have extra money left. And if I don't see any trades for the altcoins, then for sure I will trade Bitcoin. But if I take a trade here at the retest, then I want to see the 92,788 breaks to the downside, but I want to have the same setup here. So breakout candle without any fair value gaps or even very small fair value gaps. Small fair value gaps, we don't care about them. We are caring about the bigger ones. But if we afterwards get a nice retest, then we can double up our position size, set our stop loss to break even because our average price should be somewhere here. Stop loss to break even and just try this push to the downside. Yeah, so this is my trading plan for Bitcoin. If we break it to the downside, let's say in the next hours without getting a new top, then I would set my stop loss over that fair value gap. If we get up more and break this to the downside a bit later, then I will set my stop loss over the horizontal resistance, which is at 95,616 US dollar for Bitcoin. If we break the 95,616 US dollar to the upside without breaking to the downside, yeah, this is still the rectangle. If we are still developing the price within that rectangle and we break it to the upside, then I can show you the target. This would be the 98,300 US dollar, but we have a huge resistance block over us between 97,000 to 98,000 for Bitcoin. So this is the key level where I would say here over the 95,616 US dollar. If we get a sustainable breakout there, then it's long to me. But for sure, Bitcoin is currently showing some weakness. So what about Ethereum? So Ethereum also got the candle close lower than the red trend line. That's a warning signal. We are still in the rectangle. I have also drew here a box. So I'm currently short for Ethereum. Why? Because I think we got here not the perfect retest, because we have here a huge fair value gap, which is currently getting closed, and we are currently in the resistance block. You can see it, how often the price bounced into that area. So I just took here a short position, stop losses over that top, and I'm going to see what is going to happen. Maybe even I will consider taking my stop loss over the rectangle, over 1,850 US dollar. I think that's much more safer. We give the trade a bit more space, because the market makers can still fish the stops and use it as entry for short positions. So basically this can happen, a small short squeeze for Ethereum, but I doubt it. I think we already showed the first bearishness, the first sign of the bearishness, and if the 1,723 US dollar falls, then the target of that rectangle would be the 1,610 US dollar, where we also have another fair value gap. And as you can see, the whole area between 1,723 US dollar to down to 1,585 US dollar, it just looks like a huge fair value gap. This is going to get closed sooner or later. So let's see if we pump up first and then get into that area, or if we even overshoot the 1,850 US dollar, get long into the area 1,960 US dollar to 1,980 US dollar, and afterwards we sell off. Yeah, we have to track that. For now, Ethereum looks short to me. So, thank you for watching. I hope that I gave you some valuable information, some insights about my trading setup, and see you in the altcoin update.